Hi Aries, welcome back to the Warrior's Journey Tarot. This is your general full reading for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st. We're going to pull a whole bunch of oracle cards today. Let me just light some incense to clean up the air here. I switched up the tarot deck. Today we're going to be using the Goddess Tarot by Chris Walder. That's this blue deck in the center. And then we're going to clarify with the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle cards, Divine Feminine Oracle cards, the Wisdom of the Oracle cards, Crystal Healing, Romance Angels, Sacred Traveler, and Whispers of Love. Let's get started with your bi-weekly reading for romance, career, finance, love, home, everything. All right, let's see what comes up. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st. In the form of a Celtic cross, please. This reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of 18th of January to the 31st of January. In the form of a Celtic cross, please. Let me just put on my rings here for a sec. Some readings I get so slow and kind of heavy. Like Pisces, for example, and then some readings I get nervous. Other readings, just the nose starts running. Woo! There it is. All right, Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity. Princess of Wands, like the Knight of Wands. There's you, Aries, fire sign. Representing the wands, could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's about swift news coming in. Action, enthusiasm, passion, someone extremely attractive, but kind of hit and run. Seven of Swords, an unstable effort. Okay, or some deceit. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st, please. In the form of a Celtic cross. What's going on for Aries? Can we get a reading, a positive reading, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st in the form of a Celtic cross, please. This is for the Aries who are trying to manifest change for the better. Woo! Okay. Stress, sleepless nights. Maybe regarding a King of Pentacles, someone, aristocrat type. Could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very loyal and dependable, but focused on his coins first and foremost. That's too much. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st, please. Can you please get a Celtic cross for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st? Let's see what comes up. I think I'm going to end the shuffle soon. Of a Celtic cross. Again, this is the Goddess Tarot deck by Chris Walder. For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st. Okay, I'm going to end the shuffle. There we go. Okay, on the bottom we've got Ace of Pentacles again, this new opportunity. And the situation is Eight of Swords, challenged by the Ten of Wands. Consciously we've got Six of Wands. Foundation we've got Two of Pentacles. Recent past, Judgment. Recent future. It's like the Chariot. It's called Movement with Goddess Rhiannon here. Another major arcana for you now. This is Transformation. It's Goddess Ukamochi, but it represents the traditional tarot position of the Death card. Around you, Six of Pentacles, Hopes and Fears. King of Pentacles, we saw him already. Outcome, Queen of Swords. Okay, So this new opportunity is on the bottom there. We've got you right now, the current situation. The current situation is 8 of Swords. It's a situation of being in fear and a feeling of being restricted by this fear. This person could be, you know, an air sign like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, because that rules the suit of swords. Doesn't have to be though. The energy of this card is where you're so burdened by some stress, something, some mental affliction that's leaving you paralyzed with fear, where you can't see straight. This person generally has a blindfold on, and even though they could step out of this, you know, obstacle, this kind of situation, they're so afraid that they can't see straight. Okay, so you're losing clarity and you're losing you're unable to find a solution because of the fear. We can see that this person can easily remove the situation, get themselves out of it, but when you're in that fearful state, it's very difficult to be able to see that. Now, what's challenging this is the 10 of Staves, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is about great success as well as great responsibility. And you see the sun kind of going down here on the 10 of Wands. It also speaks to the responsibility being so great that it's overwhelming. It's where you want to drop the wands and you want to drop the responsibilities and you want to let it go and you want to be free. So, doesn't this look similar? This 8 of Swords and this 10 of Wands energy. This is the challenge that's making you feel like this. This great responsibility, whether it be with work or family or whatever it may be. We don't know yet. I'm going to look at the rest of the cards and then we'll clarify with oracle cards. But it's saying you're under such great stress right now due to these responsibilities, okay? Consciously, 6 of Wands, 6 of Staves. Coming home to victory. 6 of Wands. In your mind, you've won something. Something has been accomplished. Some rite of passage. Something where you were challenged by a situation and you came out victorious. You're feeling good right now. Confident. But the problem is sometimes while you're coming in with this card in particular, when you're coming home to success and everyone's cheering and applauding. Excuse me, Mom, 1 second. Phone call. Sorry about that. So the 6 of Wands, there's a little bit of a note here that while everyone's applauding and so on, there are a few people who are not, they're applauding, but they're really, you know, haters in the mist. They're kind of like, as easily as they're applauding your success, they're going to be wishing for your downfall. So there is a note here with the 6 of Wands to not be overly cocky, overly confident, or egotistical about your victory. And you kind of know this already. It feels like you're in this situation. You have to maintain appearances. You have to keep on top of your game. And you're coming out victorious and you know you have the upper hand. But it's starting, the responsibilities are really starting to get to you and making you feel restricted and fearful of losing that position, of losing that kind of status. Here at the bottom, you got 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is about balance. It's about a lot of communication as well, coming in and going out. It also speaks to a lot of plate spinning and trying to maintain head above water. This person's calmly kind of manipulating these pentacles and always keeping this flow going. It's this ability to keep the flow going in your life. It again kind of gives me this stressed out feeling of this person's not standing still, right? She's not chilling. It's something where you have to keep juggling those pentacles and keeping this kind of, as you see, this kind of infinity symbol, this balance going in her life. It feels like in your career, I would say in your career, that you are, you know, in this position. It's constantly being, you know, challenged. And like, there is competition there. There's great responsibility. And I feel like you're stressed out and you're restricted by it. And you're constantly always thinking about what's next. What do you have to do? How do you maintain this position? And taking care of all the little details. It's on your mind. It's in your subconscious. You eat, breathe, sleep this stuff. In the recent past, you got Judgment, Goddess Guinevere. I'm not going to go into all that, but the Judgment card is about having an epiphany, a wake-up call, and the need to make a decision, or a decision being made. This Judgment card is a major arcana card. Let's point out the major arcana cards here. There's 1 with Judgment, 2 with Movement, representing the Chariot, 3, we've got the Death card, but here it says Transformation with Goddess Ukamochi. So 3 major arcana cards, major secrets, major influences during this period. So this is the recent past, recent future, major influences, and on you right now, major influence. So in the recent past, there was some judgment or some decision made. And usually when you get the Judgment card, if you're wondering about what to do in a situation, it's saying that yes, it's a positive sign to go ahead. Okay? So there you go into the recent future with this movement, the Chariot. With Goddess Rihanna, it's like going into battle with the Chariot card. It also speaks to balance as well, this need to balance, again with this like 2 of Pentacles energy, because in the traditional Chariot, you got 2 Sphinxes in the front. Can also represent the sign of someone who is a Cancer. Doesn't have to be. And this Chariot, because it's about with horses and with Sphinxes, it speaks to, it's a Kingmaker card. You go out into battle and you come back and you win. Victory is implied with the Movement card, with the Chariot card. So when you come back victorious, that means you become a king. So you're ready to go into battle now in the recent future. What you're going through right now is the Death card, a major transformation. It's not a physical death. It's a death of an old phase of you, a death of a karmic phase. Because of these major influences in your life, you are now going through a major rite of passage, a major karmic phase end, and a new karmic phase beginning. Like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You see this card, transformation. This transformation card. This woman is going through a transformation. It's a big time transformation. It's a positive card, the Death card. Especially, look at what you're going through, right? With this 8 of Swords and this 10 of Wands as your challenge. So it's a very positive thing to get a Death card. The ending of this kind of situation. Around you, you got 6 of Pentacles. I'll tell you right now, I see jealousy. 6 of Pentacles around you. It's about reciprocity, giving and receiving. It's about generosity, and those are the nice ways to look at it. It could also be about exploitation, because generally 6 of Pentacles here is depicted with this rich, noble woman, and then the 2 kind of servant ladies attending to her, the attendant women. In the traditional tarot, you see a rich man who is giving alms to the poor, and he's got scales, and he gets to decide who gets what and how much, according to how he sees fit. Now, if you look at the other perspective, the people who are on the receiving end might feel like they deserve more. Some might feel like, it's not fair. There might be animosity. So that's when you kind of possibly could get into the exploitation aspect of it. But here in this deck around you, you see this woman. She's the rich woman. The other 2 are attending to her. And they're looking up to her, and they're in the lower position. And while there's generosity implied with this, there's also jealousy. Because it's very difficult to try to be friends and equal with people when you have so much more than they do. It's like with this vibe, I feel like you're in a higher position, and the people around you, while they're cheering for you and so on, maybe their livelihood depends on you as well, because there's this codependency with the 6 of Pentacles. Maybe you cut the checks. But as much pressure as you have to continue succeeding and to continue producing whatever it is that you're doing, these people around you, I feel like, I feel a little bit of sense of, like a little bit of jealousy, okay? Let's put it just that way. In the hopes and fears, we've got King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles speaks to someone who wants to, as a person, someone who is, first of all, like a married person, older, kind, benevolent, supportive, wants to see you do well. especially in business related things. Like if you're thinking of partnering up in that way, there's someone who's going to, you know, kind of guide you and help you, and they want everybody in their kingdom to be successful and happy and healthy. Now, if you're hoping for someone like this in love and romance, I would just caution you that this is the kind of person who's very much focused on pentacles, on the material world. That's not to say they can't make a loving husband and so on, but romantically speaking, like, they're not the kind of person who'll leave and, you know, be irresponsible. And they're somebody who's got their priorities, you know, very set and very dedicated to their kingdom and to the pentacles. Could represent someone who is supportive and helpful, a benefactor. Let's continue. In the outcome, we see Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the divorcee card. It's someone, as a person who is, you know, has been married, has had children, has gone through all the different, you know, phases of life. Now she's come to a point where she's reached a high status, comfortable living, possibly like a very professional woman. Again, the swords also speak to status. And someone who has been a little bit jaded, a little bit, not jaded, the lower aspect may be jaded. Someone who has been hardened, who's not airy-fairy, and who's not going to let her heart or her, you know, whims get the best of her. This is someone who's going on fact and reason and proof. And she's going to be fair. That's the kind of person we're dealing with the Queen of Swords. So you see this Queen of Swords facing this Six of Staves. Feels a little bit combative. Could be your boss. Could be you. Could be you changing from someone who's, you know, a little bit, you see there's a youthful quality to the Six of Wands, and she's riding around on her horse, and she just came back from battle. She's proven herself. She's accomplished something. And then you see this kind of turmoil, and you see this kind of movement here going into battle, and a major transformation happens. And look what happens to this lady. She goes from this fearful state, this victorious kind of almost overly confident kind of pose here, to this Queen of Swords, someone older, wiser, smarter, and established. And here at the foundation, at the base of the deck, you got the Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity. I feel like this is more work related than anything else. Only thing that I would say could be relating to romance would be this King of Pentacles over here. But at the same time, I feel like that could be you wanting to establish yourself in your career, and that being a priority, which is very much the energy of the King of Pentacles. What we don't see here is cups. We see wands, swords, pentacles. We don't see cups. Cups are about the heart, and it's about the emotions. Aries, I don't see cups. So I don't see relationship here. But we will pull some love oracle cards at the end and see how that goes. Well, okay, that was it. I was just about to shuffle and this came out. Chaos and Conflict, 33. Let's read about that. Chaos and conflict. We do see some conflict though, don't we? Okay, that was quick. On the bottom, we see the Fates. Okay. Number 33. And it's got a few different meanings. There's a protection message, there is a prosperity message, and a relationship message. So it says for this card, essential meaning is disarray. Being at cross purposes with another. Yeah, maybe. I said maybe this would be your boss as well. We'll see with the oracle cards. The tension of opposites. The value of chaos before order. The oracle's message is opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. scattered to the winds. You leave behind the parts of yourself, like this death card, right? Transformation. You leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than just one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight going into battle. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Okay. Okay. The relationship message. Stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a new path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. Now for your prosperity message, if this is work related, which I feel like it is, it says circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find the real path to your prosperity. Yes, it's a stormy time and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken from you, so the truest parts of yourself remain. The events occurring now are essential for your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear that way now. In time, you will know this to be true. Now, the protection message, because you are in this fearful state, right, and you are overwhelmed with all this stress. Let's talk about the protection unit. This is an advantageous moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete resorting of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, there's positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You'll discover everything you need to know about how the situation affects you long term. Be present in the eye of the chaos. This moment is valuable. Don't waste it. All right. So, we see that there was chaos and conflict, right? Like a battle of sorts. Feeling like you're attacked in so many different fronts. But it's saying there's divine play going on, and that everything that no longer serves you is being taken away. And then we see that with this major transformation card of the death card, right? So can we get one crystal for Aries to work with during this tumultuous time of chaos and conflict? Something that will help them during this time. Can we get a card for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st? Aries, I feel like you might be going into battle with someone who's got a lot of clout. More power than you, possibly. So just remember, the Oracle cards said, it might be a time, it's better for you to understand rather than fight to be understood. Because you really do, at the foundation, want this conflict to be over. Okay. Let's pull this last card here with this one crystal card for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. On the bottom, we've got Crossroads, sexuality. It's about having a healthy outlook on your sex life. Okay, there could be some abuse issues, but that's not the one we're going to read. We're going to read the top one. Forgiveness. There you go. Pink tourmaline. It's about forgiveness. I'm going to put this here. And it's opaque to translucent pinks. It's related to the heart chakra. The stone of grace, aligning your soul to the sacred and divine vibration, assists in releasing blame and guilt and finding deep forgiveness, powerfully opens and heals the heart, transforms barriers around the heart chakra, opens you to experience the magic and joy that life has to share, increases and encourages spontaneity and fun. And it says, pink tourmaline shares the wisdom of surrender and forgiveness so you can set yourself free from resentment. Breathe its healing vibration into your heart as you connect deeply with unconditional love. That is what they are advising you to do in this situation. Okay, so we got 2 oracle cards so far speaking to resolving this conflict and taking the high road here. Can we please get 1 Sacred Traveler card for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st? On the bottom we see joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. But on the top is the one we read. We have rejuvenating rain. Clear the past, heal the present. Right? Doesn't that look very nice with this pink tourmaline right there? Okay. Let's read about that. Sacred Traveler. Card meaning is physical and emotional healing is occurring. There is a cleansing and clearing of old emotional wounds, and even a release of past life limitations is happening. Yes. I told you guys, Major Arcana, you got 3 cards. This is fate. Major Arcana means major secrets, major influence. The recent past, the recent future, and you right now, all Major Arcana, major influences. You're going through a major transformation. This is karma, okay? Because the karmic phase is coming in. All is forgiven. Absolve yourself. Forgive others their transgressions against you. It's time to let it all go. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, in order for new growth to occur, the old must be cleared away. This card indicates a time of clearing out what doesn't serve and support you. It can also indicate clutter clearing. If you don't love it or use it, most likely it's clutter. Physical clutter can be indicative of emotional clutter. It's time to release it and allow the cleansing metaphoric energy of the rain to purify and cleanse you in the deepest way. This is also a great time to go on a cleansing fast, to clear out your body while old emotions and challenges are clearing out of your energy field. Use water for cleansing your energy field. Stand in a cold shower, swim in the sea, run in the rain. Beautiful. Next, we're going to use this beautiful deck. This is the Wild Kuan Yin deck by Alana Fairchild. The symbolism here and the meanings, and the illustrations are so beautiful, so deep. So let's get 1 card, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st, please. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st. That's the one I'll take. Grandmother Dragonfly holds the wisdom. Beautiful. Let's read about it. Put this over here for now. On the bottom we have Daughters of the Red Tent. We're now going to go into the bottom card's meaning. We'll read about the oracle message for Grandmother Dragonfly holds the wisdom. Number 39. All right. I take delight in life, particularly life that is unexpected, where new life springs from old, and that which seems to have ended is resurrected into new form, like the death card. I am bringing you a resurrection now. That which may seem to have ended will yet yield something of value, something of benefit for your life journey and divine success. Keep your heart open and remain in the present moment so you can enjoy the gifts that will soon be resting in the palms of your hands. So it's saying in a reading, do not step away from what you are cultivating, even if it seems to have lost its steam, run out of energy, or be utterly dead in the water. There is something within that you have been working on that is going to yield something of great benefit. There will be much more success, prosperity, happiness, and maturing of your ultimate life goals and journey intending to what is already in development than in abandoning it completely to pursue something new. If you have been thinking about repurposing or repackaging a helpful concept or product, then this oracle confirms that this will bring prosperity. Likewise, for any business that is about utilizing what has been used and discarded, or anything related to older members of society, or about death and dying, or even for gardening with an emphasis on fertilizer and composting, the oracle supports all such pursuits as being successful and aligned with heaven's greater purpose in your life. If you are looking to go back and pick up an old project, even something you thought was completed, and revise it, redesign, or otherwise improve upon it, trust your intuition and go through with that purpose. If you or a loved one are progressing in years and have unpleasant moments of worrying that the best in life is behind you, that perhaps your dreams are not meant to be, or that love will pass you by, have faith! Exclamation point. The best is yet to come. So I'm just going to briefly tell you about the guidance here. It says, sometimes there's benefit in focusing on the new, seeking out untried paths, developing untapped resources, and exploring possibilities. The intoxication of hope, inspiration, and optimism combined can be hard to resist. Sometimes, however, we think the grass is greener elsewhere, when really that is just a game of the mind. We may become seduced by the constant thrill of coming up with new ideas. But if we were to stop and look clearly at what we already have in our lives, we would realize that there is much of value waiting to be put to use. So, take your time, see what is within you and your world right now. There is great beauty there. At least part of your sacred life purpose means being a late bloomer. And as such, you will be growing into your most abundant and prosperous times later in life. Through the course of your life, you will develop your own wisdom, which will be rich, nourishing, and exceptionally in many and varied ways. It is all a part of your natural development, and you can trust in it. There is no need for you ever to be impatient or doubting of this. Take your time and allow yourself to blossom steadily. Isn't that an amazing card? Now let's get one goddess from the Divine Feminine Oracle cards. Can we please get one goddess guidance card? One goddess from this deck, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st, please. Whoa, too much, too much. Wow, that's too much. I'll just show you though. Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Now, we did get that chromosoid crystal at the bottom about sexuality, so you might have some issues there. It's speaking to not being ashamed of your body or about sexuality or your sexuality, okay? Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. And White Buffalo Calf Woman, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. And Rita of Cash on the bottom. The patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Thank you, goddesses. But I just want to get one card, please. Otherwise, we'll be here for a very long time. I did just show you the cards, though, and give you a brief. Oh, that was it. Goddess Diana. Queen of the wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. Let's put Goddess Diana here. Aries. We'll put this one over here. You know what? Maybe I'll put like this. Pink tourmaline, forgiveness. This one and this one. Okay. So let's read about Diana, Greek goddess of the hunt. And this is not in alphabetical order, so let me just find her. There she is, 190. All right. When your soul selects her card, sometimes the answer is a simple elemental need to just walk barefoot in the grass. Or even better, the mud. Sometimes we get so caught up in what's happening or what isn't happening that we forget to just be. We forget that there's tremendous power surging up from the earth, wanting to take whatever energy is no longer serving us. We forget that we can commune with the trees, those ancient protectors and elders whose language comes with the help of the wind and the slow, soft caress that touches our cheek. Answers sometimes come to need to come from the basic desire of the body to feel grounded here on earth. Diana is associated with fertility, the phases of the moon, and the ability to communicate with animals. Of course, not with any human language, but with the frequency of love and intention, which animals perceive. If we open ourselves up to it, we can connect to the wisdom in the natural world, even if we live far from it. Even if we're deep in the heart of the busiest city, a sign on a bus, a logo on a t-shirt, or a card someone sends us may carry an image of the animal that wants to reach us. Or we may be visited by a possum on the fire escape or a hawk on a window ledge. We don't have to be in the wilderness to access the wisdom of the natural world. The wilderness is within us. We are a part of it. There's so much more we can receive from the wordless life all around us. We all just have to develop the heart that can hear it. The soul voice meditation is what spirit animal has medicine or a message to give me in this moment. The intention is the language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. Quickly, which is the goddess Diana was worshipped in the ancient Roman religion that originated in Italy. She is the daughter of Jupiter and Latona, born on the island of Delos with her twin brother Apollo, god of the sun. The temple of Diana in Rome dates back to the 6th century BCE. She was the protectress and patroness of the lower class and slaves who could seek sanctuary in her temples. The temple to Diana in Ephesus, also attributed to the Greek goddess Artemis, was considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It took 220 years to build, and the magnificent statue of Diana covered in breasts symbolizes her worship as a fertility goddess for women. So the most famous place to worship Diana was in the sacred grove of oak trees on the shores of Lake Nemi near Rome. I think that's how you pronounce it. Out in nature, connected to the earth and to the wild animals that roam freely across it. Here she is, the huntress with her golden bow and arrows. She is the independent, free-spirited goddess who communes with the moon, the natural world, and all those who cannot speak for themselves. Beautiful. Okay, so we got the goddess there, and oh yeah, on the bottom was Anandamayi Ma, the joy-permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. All right. Thank you, goddesses, for showing up today. Let's pull some love cards. This is the second last oracle card we're going to pull, Aries. This is Whispers of Love. Let's see what's going on for Aries in love and romance for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st. All right. So on the bottom, we've got you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. On the top, we have like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. I love this card. It reminds me of one of my relatives. Adorable. Look at this little girl. She's beautiful. Playing with this little doll who's playing with another doll who's playing with a doll. And they all look alike because like attracts like. And this generally just speaks to if you want more love, you got to be law of attraction, right? You have to be what you're looking for. You have to manifest the energy of what you want in your life. But I'll read it to you. It's very short. Take like 10 seconds. Number 2. Like attracts like. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's adorable. When we want to create something, the law of attraction states that we need to be in the vibration of what we want to create. Love will come to you easily if you surrender yourself with love and easily find things to love about your life. Take a moment to think of the many things you love. Which kind of implies, Aries, you may be feeling, a little bit down in the dumps about your life. I feel this kind of little bit of a wounded ego here with this situation that's happened. But it's working, it says, for your own good, for your own benefit. Major transformation that you will benefit from and leave you with what you need. Sorry, that was too many cards. Even in this chaos and conflict, there is much to be learned and gained. Saying not to leave the situation entirely. You don't need to find something new. It's saying that there's still a lot of things that you've already come up with that's, if you pick it back up and you work with it, it has much to offer. You don't need to look for something new. All right, can we get one last oracle card for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weeks of January 18th to the 31st? Okay. On the bottom, we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Absolutely. That's straightforward. The top card is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. It's worth waiting for. Okay, so let's put that over here. And I'll read that to you. Your soulmate relationship requires patience as there are many factors involved. Your soulmate's free will choices are beyond your or the angel's control, as is the readiness of both of you for true love. This card comes to you as a reminder that this relationship is worth waiting for. Divine timing is a universal law that is always in operation. It is the flow of everything. If we try to impose our human will and force things to happen, we become out of sync with nature and experience blockages. Similarly, if we fret, when will I meet my soulmate? We put worry energy out into the universe. The romance angels have heard and answered your prayers for a soulmate, and they are working behind the scenes to bring this to you. Your role is to listen to and follow your intuition, even if it seems unrelated to your desire. Your intuition is like a guide dog, leading you along the path of answered prayers. Follow your intuition and trust in the timing of your relationship. Okay, so it feels like you don't have you have someone in mind that you care about, somebody that you've been keeping an eye on, and it's saying it definitely, this person is worth waiting for. All you have to do is manifest the energy of what you want to attract with this like attracts like card. That's covering your love life. In career, it looks as though you've had some, as it says, chaos and conflict. But it's working out for your own betterment and your own good. And I'm just going to caution you, whoever you're going up against seems to be someone very powerful. Excuse me. So it would be best to try to understand rather than force people to for you to be understood. Forgiveness is highlighted with this pink tourmaline. Releasing the stress and the guilt. For whatever reason, whoever's guilty, whatever's going on. It's saying rejuvenating rain, use water for cleansing and purifying. clear the past, heal the present. And there is a new opportunity, but it's saying that you don't need to move to the next location, to the next thing. That whatever you have, you can stay and work on what you already have. I would keep a cool head, Aries, with this conflict. You know, in this card here with the battle card, victory is assured now, but that doesn't mean to say that I see with this victory is assured, and I see with this consciously you feel victory is assured. But I see that, you know, in the end, this major transformation, this death card, this end to a way of being as you know it. And you're fearful here. So it feels like whoever's around you with the Six of Pentacles and with this Judgment card, I feel like there's someone who is in a position of authority who's making these judgment calls on your career or on your professional life. And they're watching you. Okay? Either this or you've become empowered now through this transformation. Take that as it resonates for you. That was your reading, Aries, for January 18th to the 31st. Please check in for your weekly love readings. I'll have those up soon. And this is a bi-weekly reading, so it'll be up again for February 1st to the 15th. 1st to the 14th. Until next time, guys, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.